Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, a channel about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. I've been married about 8.5 years now. Let's talk about money again. Tried to talk about this topic that comes up a lot in different situations. Today, this comment from TikTok says, in over a year, mine has never asked me for a dime. So I'm calling this video, why do some Filipinas not ask for money from a foreigner? Why do some Filipinas not want a foreigner's money? So please subscribe and be ready to leave a comment here. Today you see a comment like this, mine has never asked me for money. Or I've been married for a few years, my wife has never asked me for money. And then you'll read other people that say, that's all I've ran into. And I'm not married to a Filipina, but everybody I've talked to has wanted money, and it started early. And then others talk about how this money situation is driving them crazy. Then you see comments like this. So which is it? Some people assume or will tell you that all Filipinos want is money. That's the only thing, and they come right out and they're all asking for it all the time. And then you see comments like this. And I can tell you from my own experience, my wife was resisting my help even after, we had gotten engaged. And I said, I'm going to go down there and marry you. And, it took some arm twisting to get her to let me provide some things for her. I said, look, I'm going to be your husband. Just let me help you. And she was so concerned about not wanting me to think that she couldn't take care of herself or that she only wanted me for my money. We argued about that. We argued about money early on more than anything else because, I just felt like, look, I'm going to be marrying you, or we just got married. Now let me help you. Oh, no, I can work. If I have enough food for the day, I'm okay. And maybe that's a typical Filipinas view out there. If I've got clothes, if I've got food for the day, I'm fine. Well, if you have more to give, like most Western men, then you want to help. I think it's a case that they all would like to have the money, but what separates those is, I try not to sneeze here because I don't want to start this over again. What separates them is, their character and their integrity, because they're aware of these stereotypes of Filipinas that, they only want your money. And if you have some character, you don't like that. And so what you can do is say, well, that's fine, but I'm not going to accept your money because I don't need it. You might think I need it, but I've been surviving this time without you, and I can continue to survive without you. I can take care of myself. I can work. I've been pulling my own weight, and that's a good thing, and you want to hear that. She can always have your money after you're married, as she is entitled to, but she doesn't want to say, okay, I'll take your money, because then she probably feels a bit of obligation to the foreigner, don't you think? In Filipinas, you can please comment about this as well, because I would be interested in your opinion. If a foreigner is asking you, well, how can I help you? Can I buy you a phone? Is there anything I can do for you? How about, use United States money here, how about $50 or something, or $100? Can you use that? Of course she can, obviously, and he knows that, and she knows that. But if she says, yes, Filipinas, please chime in, do you feel obligated to this guy? Do you feel like you owe him video chats and a relationship because he's helping you out? I'm not a Filipina, but I would feel like if I do that for somebody, they now hold the cards. And because they bought me a phone or paid for a medical bill or bought something for the family, well, now they kind of are in control And I wouldn't want to give them that control because I've never even met that person yet. Why would I want to do that? Why not, I'm speaking to Filipinas now, why not hold out until you're married? Then his money, as I've said before in my many videos, is your money, and your money is his money. Why not wait? What have you got to lose? You know you need it. You know he can help you. But you also probably, these women, don't want to feel like the man is throwing his money around and money talks, and she can be bought, with his offer of money. That would bother me too. And the number one unwritten rule of foreigners with women from the Philippines is don't send them money. It's not a matter of them needing it. Of course they do. It's not a matter of you, sacrificing greatly to help them, because you're not. But the ones you want to marry, to pursue for marriage, are the ones that say, no, I don't need it, I don't want it. Or even if they say, I do need it, I could use it, but I'm not going to accept it from you. They have character, they have integrity, they've actually thought through this a little bit about how it would look. And they don't want to be a slave to somebody because, well, he bought me. People often say about me, the foreigner, well, you bought your wife in the Philippines, assuming that I offered her all this money. I didn't. I didn't tell my wife about anything that I had until I had to. One of the forms I had to fill out for a petition, which I started in earnest before I even met her for the first time, was one of the many forms about, or pages anyway, asking about my income. And, you need like the last 3 years income tax statements, and so keep those or make sure you can get them. And so I laid that all out there because, of course, I wanted to make have the best chance I could to marry her. And when I went to meet her, days before we got married, I said, okay, here's where I'm at. If you're marrying me, you should know what my financial status is. And I did that. And she seemed totally unimpressed, like it didn't even matter. And you know what? She wasn't marrying me for my money, so it was like, okay, that's fine, but what does that have to do with me? It's been hard early on getting her to accept the fact that when I want to help her financially, it's because I'm her husband. It's my job. I feel like it's an obligation. It is not the man's obligation to help her financially before they are married. But I do think she should refuse that help. Otherwise, he's holding the cards, and it's just unnecessary. I know with a Western woman you might offer to buy her something, but that's different because, unless she's unemployed in the West, she knows she's got a job. She knows she doesn't need your money, and you know that, and so you probably wouldn't do it. You would just go do something together. But the dynamic in the Philippines is much, much different, and a smart, wise, common sense Filipina is going to know that. And so that's probably who this man here is talking about. In over a year, mine never asked me for a dime. I've heard other guys say the same thing. Nobody asked me for money. And there are women like that. I think they are harder to find because it's so easy to take the money and then, your friends start asking, well, where did that come from? Where did you get that? How could you do that? Where did you get the money? And then they start doing it, but it's a big business in the Philippines anyway, and that's scamming foreigners. So if you want a good one, just find and wait and keep looking for somebody that is not going to accept money and certainly isn't going to be